Yo, original sport grill modified, and then this is the original grill. Huh? I haven't run this since like I first bought my car. Look, it's so new. We're gonna put it on while we fix that one up. Totally basic. Just kidding. All right, friends. We're back again with the Subaru Impreza. You may have a Crosstrek or a Forester, a Legacy, an Outback. You know, they all kind of have the same mounting kind of positions, right? But whatever modifications you do, I'm always interested in seeing what people do with their cars. Today I have the front clip taken off, front bumper, and typically when I first got my car, I was afraid to take this thing off, and I wanted the sports grill, right? And I was like, how do I, install it without taking the front bumper off? And during the time when I just bought the car and everything, I was like, I cannot do this. There's no way I'm going to take it off. And I actually ended up swapping out the grill without, right, taking the whole front bumper off. But over time, I needed to get the front bumper to install the CVT Cooler, and then I kind of wanted to modify the airbox, so I added the resonator, and then most recently I added a CVT Cooler Sprayer. Taking liquid, which is just water for me right now, and sometimes I put different things in it. I take the rear line and I just bring it up to the front of the bumper beam, crash bar, and I've created a DIY kind of solution here. It's very, very DIY, as you can see, but I hope it gets the point across. I 3D printed a flat sprayer nozzle to kind of fan out the spray, and I had to do this a number of times just to get the right position, and finally it worked. I just bolted in right here, and that's it. That's one of the reasons why you might want to try taking off your front bumper, just to play around with different things. Your radiator, things like that, your horns, you're gonna have to learn how to take that front bumper off. There's a whole bunch of different things that are hidden in here, right? Recently I pulled off the daytime running light resistor, right? And so lots of different mods you can do. Deletes, right? People are like deleting things off their cars. You can have additions to cars and deletes from cars, and whatever floats your boat, guys. Just get in there, it's fun. Here's my front bumper, and I'm thinking about doing some stuff with it, but we'll see what happens. Modifications that I've added to this front bumper to keep my fog light bezels from popping out. I've added I've drilled a hole here, and I've installed a nut up here just so that you can, I've lost 3 of them. The first OEM ones, they never popped out, but then after you pop them out the first time, second time, the third time, they just keep popping out. And so this is my solution to keeping them in. Another thing, sometimes your front lower grill, from the outside, it'll pop out, right? It'll just be like pop here. This thing always pops out, and it stays like that forever. I found the solution is to put some sort of foam here, to keep that front bumper area stiff, and it keeps that front grill in, that lower grill in, really easily. For those people that are gonna change out their grill, it's typically just 4 screws here, and on the other side, here and here. And there's like some clips on the bottom. That's it. So if you ever want to change out your front grill, that's an easy thing to do when you take this whole front bumper off. And to take the front bumper off, it's not really difficult, right? It's just a lot of steps. To begin with, it's usually all the clips on the top row here. And then underneath inside, like all of these front clips. Some of which may still be there, may not be there, depending on how you drive your car and where you drive. But I typically don't have any of those bottom ones put in, and I use these weird fasteners on the sides because I'm just a DIY guy, right? I printed my own TPU bands here. They don't look good, no sir, they do not, but they hold the the front bumper on for sure. So, you know, we drive the car. You guys drive cars too. You know what it's like. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm just an everyday kind of guy. Playing with my Subaru. Now, the intercooler radiator sprayer is not a new idea. A lot of trucks, RVs, kind of heavy duty machinery implement some sort of radiator sprayer. And it's not meant to be a long-term solution because, you know, you'd have to have a large reservoir that just continually sprayed when the radiators are too hot. So the use of these things are meant for more of a short-term temporal cooling effect, and you know, it's perfect for people who sprint or drive spiritedly, and then, you know, after the run when they're slowing down, they can like give it a couple of squirts, and the evaporative cooling effect of the water in the mist form, the most atomized, smallest droplets of water, those help lift off heat off of the radiators, right? So it's more efficient than just an air radiator cooler, which is typically what you'll find in everywhere, right? Even your air conditioner is just kind of like this air exchange. But once you add that fine mist, that the water will use the energy from the heat, evaporate, and that's where you're getting that cooling effect. So it's pretty simple. Not my own idea. I just borrowed it from the STI intercooler and other intercooler sprayers, and it does have a really great effect. It pulls heat off of the CVT transmission cooler, and you can feel the timing returns. One time I went up into the mountains, just drove straight, lots of sprinting all the way up, and then what happened was, once I get to the top, when I stopped a little bit to take a break, I could feel that the timing was not as strong. So I just, gave it a couple of squirts and let it cool down. It's a quicker cooling effect, right? Rather than just if the radiator was dry and sitting there radiating off heat. Yeah, that's working. But with the extra little bit of water, it works even better. Don't you love coming around the corner and like looking at your car? It's like the best.